Hello, brothers. Hello, sisters. Come on in. Come on in. I'm not going to keep you long. Come on in. Come on in so we could jump on this topic tonight. Welcome to the first day of the week. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in, brothers. Come on in, sisters. How you doing? How you doing? I hope that you all had a good weekend. I definitely did. Tonight, my brothers and sisters, I'm feeling excellent, blessed with a twist of serenity, and I hope that you all are doing well. I hope that you're going to enjoy the particular topic that I'm going to present to you tonight. And also, if you have any feedback, you can go ahead and chime in, and I'll see your comments so we could talk about it a little bit. So I'm going to wait for a few more people to come in, then I'm going to jump on it, because I know some of you all, you probably want to look at some new shows that's supposed to be coming on tonight, so I'm not going to hold you up. So come on in, come on in, come on in, brothers, come on in, sisters, so we can jump on this particular topic. You're going to really get something out of it, because we're going to talk about dating a little bit, okay? We're going to talk about some men's viewpoint, and then we're going to talk about a little about some of the sisters' viewpoint. So come on in. This sister, you really need to listen to what I'm going to talk about tonight. And some of the brothers know what I'm going to talk about is real. How you doing, Sister Deborah Scott? Like I said, some of the brothers know what I'm about to say is real. It's real. Sister, come on out of the dark, sister, because we're going to talk about it. There's going to be some things that I'm going to talk about. You may not agree with it, and then some you might agree with it, but these are the facts when it comes to dating. We'll talk about dating in the Western society. So come on in. We're about to jump on this content. And like I said, if you have anything to say, you can say it. If you disagree, you can disagree. But you don't have to agree with everything I say, but it's very important. So for those of you that are coming in, how you doing? I hope that you all had a good weekend, as I said a little earlier. And I know that I did. And right now, if I was in bed rock, I'd be just like Fred Flintstone. I'd say, yabba dabba do. How you all doing? My name is Tony M. Toomer, my brothers and sisters. And I'm here today. How you doing, Sister Hannah? How you doing, Sister Lisa? What I'm about to expound to you, not explain, we're going to talk a little about dating, okay? We're going to talk a little about dating. And I hope that all of you will get something out of this. It's very important, sisters. Sisters, I need to really open you up to some things. Some of you are very aware of what I'm about to say, but I really need to tell you something from a man's point of view, what some guys be saying, okay? For those of you that do not know me, and this is your first time, my name is Tony M. Tooman. I talk about relationships. I talk about relationship pertaining to a man and a woman that should be serious, that should move to a commitment, and the commitment should convert to a covenant relationship. I strictly believe in a relationship from a biblical standpoint. When I say biblical, God had a unique relationship with the man, that man being Adam. Secondly, he had a unique relationship with the woman being Eve. He represented Eve to Adam, and Adam said at that particular time, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, I shall call a woman, because she came from man. And if you don't believe in this type of content, you could still feel free to listen to what I'm about to say, my brother and sister. And so don't be offended, okay? Now, the topic for tonight is why most men of today don't want to date you. And you know I say things in threes. Why most men today don't want to date you. How you doing, Sister Cheryl? Again, sister, listen to me, especially some of you single sisters. We're not talking too much about the married sister, but right now we're going to focus more on you single sisters and the single brothers that are out there. Again, tonight's topic is why most men of today don't want to date you. And I'm here to open you up, my sister, or why some guys do not want to date. How you doing, Sister Gibb? Now, let's get down to terms. The first term is date. What is a date? A date is defined as a meeting of two persons where at least one have a romantic interest in the other, or to say it differently, someone would like to go out with another person to whom they have a romantic or sexual interest. Okay? Now, the Dutch date. I know some of you have heard of the Dutch date. The Dutch date is defined as the term stemming from restaurant dining etiquettes in the Western world, just like the United States of America, where each person pays for their own meal. Now, there are basically two reasons why men of today don't really want to date. And I'm going to tell you, sister, listen to me carefully, okay? And some of the brothers know what I'm saying is true. But a lot of them might not want me to say it, but I'm going to tell you. And when I said most men, not all men. Listen to me again. Most men, not all men. Most men, not all men. Most men, not all men. So some of you brothers that disagree with me, I put a warning there. And I said, most men, not all men. Now, one reason why a lot of men of today do not want to take women out on a date is because a lot of men, mostly, they view most Western world women as a gold digger. That's right. This is one, like I said, it's two. I got a second one, but number one, we're going to deal with a lot of men. When you listen to men talk, we talk about barbershop talk, we talk about gym talk, we talk about all kinds of talk when men talk. A lot of men, not all men, they view the average Western woman as a gold digger. A gold digger is a term for a person, typically a woman, who engage in a type of transactional relationship for money rather than love. And this, my sister, it does exist. There are a lot of women, not all women. There are a lot of women, not all women. There are a lot of women, not all women, out here that really do this thing called the gold digging. And that's why a lot of men have been bit severely by a woman that they allowed to manipulate them. And that's how I see it. They allowed the woman to manipulate them. That's why a man, brother, if you're listening to me, that's why I have always warned you, brothers. I always said when it comes to dating, I said, don't ever lead with your pocket. Some of you brothers, you lead with your pocket. So that's why a lot of you get bit. You try to use your resources, like your money and all that kind of stuff, to attract women. So when you dangle the carrot in front of some women, they take the bait and they bite in the hook, and then you are mess around and you get tied up in your own fishing wire. That's right, some of you brothers, because some brothers right now, they are very bitter towards women. They have been bitten by one woman or more than one woman because they made an error in leading with their pocket and trying to buy the woman. So, brother, a lot of this responsibility come on you too, because you led with your pocket and the woman took advantage of it. And now let me tell you something, brother. You cannot win the affection of a woman by your pocket. It's got to be all you. As a matter of fact, when it comes to dating, brothers, you don't owe a woman anything like she doesn't owe you anything. But some of you sisters, not all of you, some of you sisters, you actually go out on a date for a free meal. Some of you do, and some of you have. Not all, but some of you do, and some of you have. Or you know someone that went out with a guy because you wanted a free meal or you tried to extract some of his resources. And that's the truth. But this doesn't cover all women. That's a reason why a lot of men don't want to date you single sisters. And it's bad that it's like that, but that's what the Dutch thing come in at. And I'm going to talk about that a little later on in this broadcast. Now, the number two reason why most men, why most men of today don't want to date you, and this is true, and I know some of you brothers probably going to get pissed off on this. Most men expect sex in exchange for spending money on a date when it comes to dating. And that's a fact. Most men, we talk about Western men, and that including United States, Western thinking men, most, not all men, expect sex in exchange for spending money on a woman when it comes to a date. Now, when I did a little research on this, my brothers and sisters, let me tell you what I found when I did a little research. According to Marina Adshade, this is where I'm getting it from Marina Adshade. She did a little survey, and she did a study on does paying for expensive date entitle a man to sex. She stated that women feel less obligated than men feel they should be having sex following an expensive date. However, according to this research that Miss Marina did, she stated, however, women feel less obligated if the date was inexpensive and the bill was split between the man and the woman. So while women may not feel that paying for an expensive dinner entitle a man to sex, they do feel that the obligation to have sex is increased when the price of the man have paid for the date and it's a little expensive. That's what this lady did when it came to a research. How you doing, Sister Lena? Now, again, according to a new survey by Match.com, couples who wait 5 dates before sleeping together reported being 35% happier together compared to those who have sex on the first date. Essentially, keeping it in your pants, brothers, or keeping your panties up, sister, for just a little longer than you like is the best way to start a new relationship. Now, these statistics or stats are just from online dating surveys, but studies have shown that delaying intimacy really is one of the keys to a lasting and happy relationship. For example, there was a study. Over 2,000 married people revealed that the longer couples wait before having sex, the stronger their relationship turned out to be, with couples waiting until marriage rating their relationship stability and satisfaction an average of 20% or higher than those who have sex early in the relationship. Now, let me tell you this. Now, when we're going back to most men, sister, I need to inform you of this. And some of you may know about this. Most Western world men expect sex on the first date. Most men do expect sex on the first date. And a lot of you sisters know this. But if it's not on the first date, sister, most men, it's a number called 3. The average man, most men, not all men now, we talking about the average man. Average men expect to have sex with you, sister, if they're going to take you out 3 times, at least 3 times, but they'll really have sex with you on the first time. But after 3 dates, a man normally looking to have sex with you. That's just a fact, because how a lot of men think. A lot of men think if I'm spending my money, they look at it like this. It's my gas, it's my money, and especially my time, and she's not doing anything. So this is why I recommend this, my sister, when it comes to dating. Listen to me carefully. You may not like what I'm about to say. When it comes to dating today, my sister, my best advice to you when it comes to dating is to do the Dutch. And I'm not talking about the double Dutch dance. I'm talking about Dutch. And the Dutch, and I'm going to tell you this meaning again. The Dutch dating is defined as when it comes to a restaurant in the Western world where each person pays for their own meal. That's right, sister. So when you go on a date, the modern day dating, my best advice to you is to Dutch. Because if you Dutch, that man should not have no high expectation to have sex with you. And you shouldn't feel pressured to do it. That's why right now, to tell you the truth, sister, that's why a lot of you, not all of you, a lot of you have gone on a whole series of dates. And some of you mislead the man that you're going to do it. Some of you have done it. Or you know someone that have done it. Some women have talked to you, or you might have talked to some women. You said, I had him doing this, I had him doing that, and he thought he was going to give a little piece, but I wasn't going to do nothing. He haven't earned it. So let me tell you this, sister. That's the reason why. So when a man come to you and he's talking about dating, you don't owe him nothing, sister. That's why my recommendation is to Dutch when you go out on a date. And brother, same thing too. Now, the traditional part is when a man normally asks a woman to go on a date and it normally be on him. And the thing about that too, there are some women that you could take out. And this is another thing. Now, there are some good brothers, sisters out there that would love to go on dates with you. Now, when you run into a good man, let me tell you something. Listen to me carefully. When a good man take you out on a date and he pays for all of it, okay? Listen to me carefully, because it's gonna tell this man something. It's gonna tell that man, if this man pay for the whole date, let's say you go for dinner, at least offer to pay for the what you call it, after the tip. At least offer to do it. Even if he say, I'll take it. The key thing is offer to do it. Because when you offer to do it, if you have any aspiration in getting married, this man could view you as a helpmeet. He see that everything will not be on them. You understand? So some of you think a man needs to be a gentleman. Yes, he could be a gentleman, all right. But you see how this world is. To avoid a whole bunch of confusion, sister, at least offer, say, let me pay the tip. Or if you and this guy continue to date, like if he pay for everything the first time, you should at least offer to pay the second time. Everything should not be on the man. That's how, when you look at a relationship, when you look at marriage, a man coming to marriage, he's supposed to be 100% all in. The woman's supposed to be 100% all in. Everything should not be the burden on the man. You understand? It shouldn't be. When God created Adam and Eve, he brought Eve in as a helpmeet. God gave Adam and Eve dual responsibility before the fall. God told Adam and Eve to reproduce, and not only to reproduce, but to have dominion over his creation. So that was a dual responsibility. So, sister, what you need to do, how you doing, Sister Flo? What you need to do, sister, is when it comes to dating, like I said, it's best to go to Dutch. So he won't expect nothing. And then you're going to have some men, they're going to expect to have sex with you even if you go Dutch. You know what I mean? They're going to expect it. So for those of you that coming in, tonight's topic is why most men of today don't want to date you. I'm going to say this to my page for those of you that coming in a little late so you can go over it. It got some very, very good information. And like I said, the main two things, Sister Lisa said, Brother Tony, is it okay to jump to let the man know up front? Yes, Sister Lisa. It's best to let the man know up front that there's not going to be no sex. It's like when you date, my brothers and sisters, I always say dating is not for just to have fun. Dating is an interview process, okay? So that's a good point, Sister Lisa. When you start dating, and bro, let me tell you this, if you just want to have sex with the woman, go ahead and tell the woman you want to have sex with her so she could go ahead and say, I'm not dying for it. And I'm going to lead you, brother and sister, with this. Now, when it comes to what I'm talking about, in conclusion, as it is written in 1 Corinthians chapter 6, 19 through 7:2. Again, 1 Corinthians chapter 6, 19, the verse, and then chapter 7:2. Do you not know that your bodies are the temple of the Holy Ghost, who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own. You were bought with a price. Therefore, honor God with your heart. Now, the matter you have wrote about, is it good for a man to have sexual relationship with a woman? That's the question. Now, but since sexual immorality is occurring, each man should have sexual relationship with his own wife and each woman with her own husband. That's how God wanted to be. So dating is actually, oh yes, thank you, Sherry, and it's also chapter 7:2 also. But I always keep that in mind, my brother and sister. Brother, at the beginning of the relationship, you don't owe the woman nothing. Sister, you really don't owe the man nothing. It's just an interview process. So when you get into dating, remember what I say. To keep all things down, Dutch. And I'm not talking about the double Dutch dance. I love you, my brothers. I love you, my sister. Peace out.